National service is a practice embraced by countries all over the world. It is the practice of compulsory service by young people, typically as they enter adulthood. The work they're conscripted to do varies depending on the nation, however it's regularly related to the military or community. National service has been an important issue for France recently. French President Emmanuel Macron is currently in the process of bringing back national service to France. He pledged that young people would receive a direct experience of military life with its know-how and demands. This means between 600 and 800,000 French young people being conscripted for national service. However, this goes against the trend in many other nations during recent years. Most other countries have been removing the practice of national service, instead focusing on professional armies. The UK ended national service in 1957, meaning the last conscript left in 63. There are many criticisms levied against national service, chief amongst them being the cost. There are huge costs associated with managing large numbers of conscripts, and many argue that these costs vastly outweigh the benefits national service offers. The argument is that a professional full-time army is far more effective and costs significantly less. The benefits of national service in the modern day are now lower than ever. With the progression of technology, many say that a huge army of young temporary foot soldiers is near useless to an army. Greece has compulsory military conscription, and they spent 2.3% of their GDP on military in 2017. This is the second largest amount spent by any NATO nation, and ahead of the UK, who spent 2.14%, placing them in joint third place. However, their military capacity isn't close to as high as the UK. The Greek military are essentially paying to train, feed and shelter 90,000 conscripts every 9 months. Unsurprisingly, this is very expensive, and this extra spending doesn't help them reach the same military strengths of other nations who are spending a similar amount or even less. The US military spends an estimated $112,000 on each soldier every year, so the cost that would be incurred by multiplying that across all of the people who would be conscribed in the UK would be massive. National service can also be very disruptive to people's lives. Conscription often happens just when people are starting their professional lives or higher education. Often nations allow their citizens to defer conscription for reasons such as attaining higher education. But even then, when they're conscripted again, this will likely interrupt the beginning of their careers and family lives. People often have to abandon jobs and relationships to serve, resulting in many arguing that this is too high a cost to expect people to pay. But not all countries have gotten rid of national service. Many countries, including Russia, Finland, Sweden and Greece, have national service. In fact, Sweden abolished it in 2012, but then brought it back in 2017 due to military tensions. So there must be benefits, right? There's been a case made for national service going back millennia. Back in 100 CE, Plutarch captured an argument in favour of national service, which was made by a Roman general in around the 5th century BCE. He said that the hope of national service was that, when rich as well as poor, plebeians and patricians should be mingled again in the same army and in the same camp, and engage in common service for the public, it would mutually dispose them to reconciliation and friendship. This is a common argument still made thousands of years later, that national service brings people together and breaks down social divides. This was cited as the primary reason that many people supported the return of national service in a recent poll. In fact, a recent YouGov poll found that 48% of people supported the return of national service, with only 36% of people opposing it. Older people tended to support it most strongly, along with those who lean right politically. Those in favour also argue it offers a break for people to consider what they truly want to do in their lives, and allows them to avoid rushing into things and making mistakes. Prince Harry publicly supported the return of national service back in 2015. He remarked that, without a doubt, the army does keep you out of trouble. You can make bad choices in life, but it's how you recover from those and which path you end up taking. This is a common argument made in service of national service. Conscription does likely present these benefits to some people. The military is regularly attributed with giving people self-discipline and motivation to achieve, which could be incredibly useful even post-service. There is particular controversy surrounding military conscription due to the trauma which can be associated with military service. However, national service isn't limited to the military. Some even argue that the UK should bring back national service, but in the realm of healthcare. With the struggles facing the NHS at the moment, conscripting people to work in the health service could help ease the strain. However, despite these benefits, some argue that national service still isn't worth the costs, both financial and personal. Should national service make a comeback? Comment below and we'll try and respond to as many comments as we can. And while you're at it, make sure to subscribe to TLDR News on YouTube for all the latest news and politics information.